Hello everyone, my name is Mayam Karma and welcome in my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discussing about NumPy library and importance of NumPy library. NumPy library is a linear algebra library for Python. As we all of know that linear algebra concept is very important in data science. The reason it is so important for data science with Python is that almost all the library in the Python data ecosystem rely on NumPy as on their main building blocks. Most of the library built with NumPy library. So that NumPy library is very important for us when we are learning data science with Python. So firstly, I'm going to start with how to install NumPy library. To install NumPy library, here we are using pip install NumPy. When we are using Anaconda platform, then we use conda install NumPy. Here I have already installed NumPy library, so I'm not going to run this line of code. So if you make sure if you are not installed this NumPy library, so please uh, install this library with the help of this line of code. Now, how to use NumPy? Once you have installed your NumPy, you can import it as a library with the help of import method. So to install NumPy library, here I am using import NumPy as NP. NP stands for areas of NumPy. So just I'm running this line of code to import NumPy library. As we all of know that NumPy has many built-in function and capabilities. So we don't cover all of them. Instead, we will focus on some of the most important aspect of NumPy like vector, array, matrix, and number generation. So let's start by discussing array. So NumPy array, there are mainly two types of array. Two flavor of NumPy array. One is vector, second is matrix. Vector is one dimension array, a matrix is two dimension array. But you should note a matrix which will have only one row and one column. This is also called a matrix. Let us start with create NumPy array. So there are two way to create a NumPy array. One with the help of the Python list option. Second with the help of the inbuilt function in NumPy library. So firstly, I'm going to start with NumPy creating array with the help of the Python list. So for this here I'm creating a list that contains three number 1, 2, 3. I'm giving this list name variable as a my list. Just running this line of code. So here you can see that I have created a list with three elements. Length of this list is 3. So now I'm using array function from NumPy library so that we convert this list as a array. So I'm just using array function from the NumPy library and I'm passing my list in this array and just running this line of code. So here you can see that it returns an array of 3 element of list. Now, how to create matrix with the help of this array? Now here we are going to discussing this how to create matrix with the help of the array function. So firstly here I have created a list. So this is, you can see here I have created an empty list. In this empty list I am passing 3 sub list. All the I am passing 3 lists inside the this empty list. So this list contains 3 items and all 3 lists contain 3 items as well. So you can see that I have just passed list in a list. So you can see that I have passed 3 lists inside one list. So just let's run this line of code so we can see that the type of this matrix is also list. So means this my matrix list is the type of this my matrix is list. Now I'm passing this my list matrix in array. There you can see that it convert these list into matrix form. So here you can see that this is 3 cross 3 matrix Here three column, this matrix contains three column and three rows. So to check the shape of this matrix, we use save function. I have already explained this function. So you can see that this is 3 cross 3 matrix. So with the help of the list function, we can also create a list and matrix, and we directly use built-in method of NumPy library. So let's start with built-in method of creating any array or generate any array. So I'm using, let us start with a range. So a range eventually is spaced value within a given interval. So here I'm using a range, and in this a range I am passing a interval. So here you can see that here I'm passing 0 to 10, so that it return 10 value whose first value is starting from 0 and last value is from n minus 1, means 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. So it returned the 10 value from 0 to 9. Here you can see that it returned a range from 0 to 9, and this the length of this range is the length of this array is 10. Now suppose that I want to a create a array with the specified interval. So for this, here I am passing a range of given a range of array, and here this 2 is stand for difference between the two elements. So here you can see that it create a range from 0 to n minus 1. So here n is 11, 11 minus 1 is equal to 10, and the difference between all the element is 2. So here this 0 and 11 is stand for the given interval, and 2 is stand for the difference between the two elements. So with the help of this a range function, we can create a specified, or we can create a generate array with a specified interval. Now I'm going to introduce how to create 0 and 1 and identity matrix with the help of the NumPy library. So for this, I'm using np.zeros. Zeros is stand for create a zeros matrix. So when I am passing here 3, so it returns the array with length is 0 and element is equal to 0. With length is 3, sorry, and element is equal to 0. Now, when I am passing this, when I am passing this value, two value in this curly bracket, so it means first 5 is for row and second 5 is for column. So when I am passing this 5 comma 5, so first 5 is stand for row, second 5 is 5 for column. So it create a zero matrix whose shape is 5 cross 5. Now, so with the help of this zeros function, we can create a zero matrix. Now, here I am using np.11 function to create a 1 1 matrix. So 1 1 matrix is a matrix that contain all the element is equal to 1. So here firstly I am creating this array whose length is equal to 3 and value is equal to 1. Then I am passing 3 comma 3, that's similar as I have passed here 5 comma 5. So it create a 1 1 matrix of 3 cross 3 matrix. Now I'm going to introducing line space function in NumPy library. So line space function return eventually is spaced number over a specified interval. So as you can see that here I'm using line space function, and in this line space function I am passing a range 0 to 10, and there is a three values. So the three values stand for three element between 0 to 10 with equal interval. So here you can see that here I have created a array that contains three elements within range 0 to 10, and the interval between these two element is 5. Difference between these two values is 5. Similarly, we can create a huge big matrix with the help of this parameter. So this is an example of the line space. So with the help of the line space, we can create a specified array that we will frequently use in during building, cleaning, and during hypothesis testing also. Now, I'm going to introducing EY function. So EY function in NumPy library is uh, to for create a identity matrix, a matrix that contain whose the diagonal element is equal to 1 and all other element is equal to 0. So here it create a 4 cross 4 identity matrix whose diagonal element is equal to 1 and our other element is equal to 0. So for us, so in this video I have covered how to create array, vector, and how to create a specified array from uh, with with our with a specified interval. So in next video, I'm going to cover how to create a random value and how to create a array with attribute method, how to reshape and how to find the min max value from an array. So as for now, thank you and happy learning. Please subscribe and support this channel if you like my video. Thank you.